Isle of Palm, students and people on the beach running for their lives after shots were fired on the beach. 6 people shot, several people arrested. We have team coverage of everything that happened, including reaction from people who were on the beach and police. We have live team coverage from Isle of Palms tonight. News 2's Riley Benson is speaking with people who were there as gunfire started. We will get to Riley in a moment, but first, Yvonne Dupree has the latest from police and other Isle of Palms leaders. Yvonne, what have you learned?
Carolyn, like you said, 6 people were shot here on the Isle of Palms beach just hours ago. And after the beach chaos, now police are saying that it all stemmed from a large group of people who were supposedly participating in senior skip day.
Good evening. Thank you for taking the time to join us here so we can give you an update on what's happening.
Isle of Palms police sharing details about a Friday afternoon beach shooting that left half a dozen people wounded.
They gathered on the beach. There were a couple of altercations that took place, and during one of those altercations, there were several shots that were fired. At this point, we have about 6 individuals that we know were shot.
Majority of those individuals in high school.
Most of them would have been around the age of 18, not exactly 18, but somewhere around that area. We believe pretty much everybody were seniors, and then some adults that were a little bit older that were just on the beach.
Several law enforcement agencies responding to the scene.
FBI, SLED, several local agencies, Charleston County, North Charleston, Somerville, Mount Pleasant. I don't want to forget anybody. There's so many agencies that came out. Berkeley County came to assist. It really, Sullivan's Island came out.
Police still working to learn who pulled the trigger.
We have several individuals that are detained that while we're conducting this investigation, we don't know that any of them are necessarily the individual that fired, but we do have several individuals that are detained for weapons charges right now.
And we're told by police that all of those who were shot in this incident are facing non-life-threatening injuries. Excuse me. And we've just learned that there will be an emergency meeting, council meeting tomorrow at noon. And then there will be another conference meeting held an hour before that at 11 o'clock. Now we're going to send it out to News 2's Riley Benson, who heard from individuals who were there when the shots rang out. Riley?
Of course, a scary situation here on the Isle of Palms for those who were here on the beach in the moments of this shooting taking place earlier this evening. Now, talking to people who were actually out here at that time, saying once those shots began firing out on the beach, just over my shoulder, really, people started running in all kinds of directions, saying that there were hundreds of people out on the beach going in several different directions, trying to get away from the shooter. Now, 2 young gentlemen who just came out to me said that the shooter they saw, or somebody who they believed to be the shooter, ran underneath their hotel, followed by police. Again, we spoke to another person who lives here on the Isle of Palms and says that she picked up some kids in her golf cart, talking about just their emotion, being distressed, being frustrated, being almost dumbfounded about what had happened here on the Isle of Palms. We heard from Jane Graham, who I said lives here on the island. She picked up some kids who had been on the beach, saying it was their senior skip day, just looking to have fun one last time with their friends, and said that they just knew that something, had a feeling that something was going to go wrong today. Take a listen to what Miss Graham had to say about her interaction with some of the people on the beach earlier.
They were really great kids. I mean, really scared, and said they were enjoying themselves. It was a beautiful day, and then people showed up that they didn't recognize, and kind of everything broke loose. So no one knew what had happened. No one knew who had been involved in the shooting. They said they saw 2 people get hit with gunshots before they ran.
Again, the people I'm speaking with out here on the Isle of Palms describing this as a very scary situation. Now, I did reach out to City Councilman Blair Hahn. He gave me a quote saying, "This is an unfortunate event. My heart goes out to all involved and their families. However, I must focus on our first responders and those that were injured. Our lack of an emergency lane frustrated the ability of both EMS and Mount Pleasant Police to respond quickly. Before our emergency lane will be restored as quickly as possible and as quickly as it was taken away from the island." Now, again, people I'm speaking with saying this was a very scary situation that happened in a moment's notice. People started running. Again, this is still an active scene out here on the Isle of Palms. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. For now, reporting live from the Isle of Palms, Riley Benson, Count on 2.